Hi guys, Andrew here from airwrap.com.au, and I've recently imported Raail's AirWrap, which is a peelable automotive coating similar to Plastidip, but it has a more satin, smooth finish, and it was designed specifically for automotive application. And if you've had any interest in this stuff, you've probably seen a lot of videos from Dip Your Car in the US, but the product really hasn't been accessible to the Australian consumer until now. So I recently decided to do the pilot run of the product on my Holden Commodore SV6, the VF model, and I was really impressed with how DIY friendly this stuff is. Like, I have zero painting experience, which you'll definitely notice from my technique, but aside from a couple of little runs, everything turned out amazing. As far as equipment goes, you really don't need a whole lot to do this to your car. I mean, obviously the paint from airwrap.com.au. A sprayer, I used the Wagner W670 from Bunnings, $200, which it was fine. I had no drips, no blocked nozzles, and it came out quite smooth, really smooth. I mean, obviously if you spend more on a great gun, you'll get a greater finish, but I was pretty impressed with it. Masking tape, I recommend the 3M blue stuff. That seemed to work a lot better than the other stuff. Drop sheet, and a paint mixer, and I think that's about it. I mean, like things like gloves and a mask. Oh yeah, definitely use a mask. Definitely, you see in the video I wear a little paper mask. Those are crap. Don't use those. I was getting really infected by the fumes. Get a proper paint mask. Spend $60. Get that. Save your brain cells. And some plastic bags for your wheels. You'll notice in the video you can just buy some garbage bags, kind of rip the back of the bag and just hold that over the wheel, and that should work fine. That worked fine for me. Technique wise, you want to be spraying very light early, especially for the first 2 or 3 coats. You really want it to be like a really light dusting, and then getting thicker and thicker as you go, all the way down to your final coats and your gloss coats. You want those to be quite wet. When you're spraying, you want to be looking at a 50-50 overlap on each pass, and you definitely want to make sure you get in some tricky spots. Like there's spots underneath your door handles, on your side skirts, like right under it. You have to kind of get right in there. The space in between the spoiler was a bit tricky on the Commodore, but in the end it all came out fine. There will be, like, behind the side mirrors, I would recommend folding your side mirrors back. I was meant to do that, but I didn't. But then it still all turned out all right. And to get this stuff on thick enough to peel and have the durability that it should really have, you do have to do quite a lot. So it's recommended 4 gallons for like a medium to large size car, so like 4-door sedans, and 3 gallons for smaller cars, so like your Toyota 86s and BRZs. Those should be fine with 3 gallons. So it does seem like a lot, but it's for the purpose of being able to peel it off easy when you want to peel it off, and also being tough enough that it lasts, it's durable. And to get all the layers on, I mean, it will take a bit of time, but typically wait 10 minutes between coats. So you'll see on the video, we kind of ended at dark, but that's mostly because of these short Melbourne days. You know, it took, I guess, 5 hours or so, 5 or 6. And just when you're unmasking too, you just want to be quite patient with it. You don't want to rush it. You definitely want to make sure that there's a gap between your masking tape and the AirWrap. Otherwise, it can pull it up, and then you've got a bigger problem on your hands. So even if you have to go through with a scalpel and make sure everything's not joined, that's a good way to go about it. So all in all, everything turned out really amazing. You know, there was a few little spots I had to touch up just with the pre-val sprayer, but I mean, as you can see, the finish is great. This was the green, gold, blue chameleon. But if you head on over to airwrap.com.au, we've got plenty of colours. We've got solids, pearls. We've got a couple of chameleons, but we should be getting more in. And the finish is awesome. It's like, from a distance, it looks really crazy and cool, but then up close, it's quite glittery, and in the sun, it reflects really hard. It's a real eye catcher, to be honest with you. So yeah, if you've seen the Plastidip videos from Dip Your Car and you're like, why can't we get this stuff in Australia? I've imported a heap of it. We've got everything sorted. We've got the colours. I can definitely help you with tips and tricks and anything else you need to know. Just shoot us a message at airwrap.com.au. Check out our Facebook and our Instagram. And we should be painting more cars in the future. So until next time.